When a lot of people think about chiropractic, they think about popping and cracking of bones and a therapy specifically designed for low back pain. But what if I told you that chiropractic has never really been about back pain? What if I told you it's actually about the most powerful system in your body, your central nervous system, and how it controls, heals, and coordinates everything that keeps you alive? And this system is so intricate that the slightest misalignment in your spine, just a few millimeters or degrees, could interfere with how your brain is communicating with the rest of your body. And that by correcting that interference, your body can heal naturally. I'm Dr. Philip McBride, I'm a chiropractor, and I'm here today to help you understand what chiropractic truly is. Hello, and welcome to Health and Wellness. Again, I'm Dr. Philip McBride. I'm a chiropractor here to educate anyone who comes across this video, gain another perspective of health. And understanding that some people just don't know the subtle difference between the truth and what pleases the ear. And hopefully something I say today can resonate with the listener and empower them to move in the right direction to the person that they were designed to be. Now, let's dive right into it. So chiropractic. The word chiropractic literally means done by hand. So it comes from the Greek words chiro, which means by hand, and practikos, which means practice. So chiropractic is the art and science of healing through the hands. And how does this work? So it all starts with your nervous system. So it's so important that your body literally encases it in bone. So your brain be protected by your skull and your spinal cord by the individual vertebral column. And this being an intentional design within us to guard this vital system. So I always tell people we're not bone doctors, we're doctors of the nervous system. But this system is so important that it's surrounded by the spine. That's why chiropractors look at the structure and the alignment of the spine, because even the slightest misalignment, just a few millimeters or degrees, can alter joint motion and interfere with how the receptor cells in these joints communicate with the brain. So diving into the basic anatomy and physiology, your brain is always sending signals down your spinal cord, telling your body what to do and how to work. Every message travels down your spinal cord out through every single nerve that goes to every single cell, tissue, and organ in your entire body. Now, when the spine is properly aligned and moving well, that communication is clear. However, when a vertebrae becomes misaligned and loses that normal movement, this signal can become distorted, kind of like static in a communication line. So, emphasizing the importance of this, Hippocrates, and for those who don't know, Hippocrates is known as the man who walked 400 years before the birth of Jesus Christ. And he's known as the father of medicine. And he said this: look well into the spine for the cause of disease. I mean, even thousands of years ago, we understood how crucial the spine was to how your brain operates and maintains health. So what happens when a spine becomes misaligned? So at first, what you might feel is muscle strain, tightness, stiffness, and maybe even what a lot of chiropractors see, neck pain and back pain. But these symptoms are not always the initial dysfunction. And it's important to understand what I mean by this. So that neck pain and back pain simply is what you notice first, but the deeper issue may have been present for months or even years. As Hippocrates also said, so I'm going to quote Hippocrates all the time. I mean, he's so intelligent. But he said, diseases do not appear out of the blue. They are developed from daily sins committed against nature. Once enough sins have been accumulated, illnesses suddenly appear. And I mean, this is meaning that dysfunction accumulates over time, long before the symptoms even show up. And dysfunction over time leads to disease. That's why earlier I said this is important to understand. So those symptoms, like neck pain and back pain, could be a warning sign of something far more significant happening within your nervous system, the very system controlling all function and healing within your body. Now, let's dive into the neuroscience of this. So every spinal joint contains receptor cells, so many different types. These are specialized cells that detect specific stimuli, things like movement, pressure, temperature, chemicals, everything. And they convert them into electrical signals and send them to your brain so your brain can tell your body what to do and how to work. Now, when a joint loses that normal motion because of a vertebral misalignment or fixation, those receptors fail to send accurate signals. This is called a subluxation. Now, what a subluxation does is it reduces afferent input. That's the flow of information traveling up to the brain. Now, without proper afferent feedback, the brain's ability to coordinate things like posture, muscle tone, and organ regulation, these all become compromised. Now, for example, imagine walking down a hallway you've traveled thousands of times before. Even in the complete darkness, your brain still knows the path, every step, every turn, because your body and nervous system is mapped it out through clear communication and obviously a whole bunch of repetition. And that's how your body should function, confident, coordinated, and connected, even when things around you change. But let's say something does change and something interferes. So let's say a bicycle. Okay, so a bicycle gets left in the middle of that hallway, and you can't see it, but you trip over it. Suddenly, your system gets jolted. You react, you tighten up, your awareness spikes. The next time, you might even slow down and change your stride to try to avoid it. Right, that makes sense, right? But if that bicycle stays there for too long, your brain adapts. It starts accepting the obstacle as a part of the path. So yes, you're still in the dark, you're still moving, but now you're compensating, not thriving. That bicycle represents a subluxation, a joint that's lost proper motion and alignment, sending distorted, incomplete, and fragmented signals to the brain. The nervous system tries to function through this interference, but it can't fully perceive or control what it can't clearly sense. Right? So over time, the body compensates for this miscommunication. And what this looks like is creating things like muscular imbalances, stress on internal hormones, and even altered physiological responses. So in that case, the pain isn't the root problem. It's a signal that your brain and body aren't fully communicating. I mean, your nervous system is so intelligent. It's the most intelligent masterpiece in your entire body. Every second of your life, the system is orchestrating over 74 trillion cells working harmoniously together, coordinating every function in your body, even the intricate ones that you're not even thinking about. Your body, for it to function, heal, and do everything it needs to do efficiently, this system needs to operate at its absolute best. So what happens when that communication is restored? So this is the cool part, because this is why so many people see so many cool things under chiropractic care, right? So you might hear something called chiropractic miracles, or even the phrase expect miracles. And this is because, we see so many things in the office. So patients recover from things like chronic illnesses, autoimmune diseases, migraines, digestive issues. All these different crazy things. And it's not magic, it's just basic neuroscience, right? Not that chiropractic directly cures any of these things, but what we do as chiropractors is allow the body to function the way that it's supposed to, and remove the interference from the nervous system so your body can heal and function optimally. Now, referring back to that familiar hallway I was just speaking about earlier, when a chiropractic adjustment is delivered, it's like flipping the breaker back on, a power surge of clarity and connection. When the lights come back up, the brain can once again see the hallway for what it truly is. Now, not only can you move without hesitation, but more importantly, your nervous system restores control, awareness, and optimizes healing from the inside out. So when subluxations are corrected, it improves afferent output. That's that constant stream of signals traveling from your body back to your brain. Now, when that feedback is clear, your brain can properly regulate all other systems: immune, hormonal, cognitive, and organ function. In fact, research shows that chiropractic adjustments improve immune system activity, enhance brain function and coordination, regulate hormones, and it supports overall well-being. Neurologically, chiropractic adjustments have so much influence on your nervous system. For example, they help things like normalizing your central integrative state. That's the level of excitability and readiness within your brain and spinal cord, improving your sensory-motor integration and your neural balance. And even on an autonomic level, chiropractic adjustments can help regulate the balance between your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And what this looks like is this influences things like digestion, menstrual cycles, and your body's overall stress response. And these are all topics for another day, but I'm barely scratching the surface of this video. So everything that chiropractic does for the nervous system is absolutely insane. But if you take anything away from this, it's understanding that your nervous system is infinitely wise. It's always doing the right thing at the right time, as long as there's no interference. Now, Let's talk about the chiropractic adjustment, which actually removes that interference. So I'm going to start off with that sound that you hear sometimes, that little pop. And I say sometimes because not all adjustments have a pop associated, but rather you hear a pop or not, for the most part, it's insignificant. That's not the adjustment. So what you're hearing is synovial fluid within the joint releasing gas as that joint moves. And this is called a cavitation, kind of like when you pop your knuckle, something like that. Now, what matters isn't the sound, it's the motion restored in that specific joint and the neurological input that occurs as a result. That's the adjustment. So neuroscience explains that spinal misalignments can alter neurological communication, leading to dysfunction across multiple body systems. So a precise chiropractic adjustment, when directed at these subluxated areas, it stimulates these receptor cells that I was speaking about earlier. So these cells send a signals that travel to the brain, helping it recalibrate joint position, muscle tone, and different movement patterns. Now, as the brain processes this new input or information, we see the body respond and it begins to reduce pain signals, relax protective muscles, restore more efficient neuromuscular function, and it improves organ function and overall physiological responses. This is why through clinical experience, I've seen so many amazing results through implementing chiropractic care specifically for optimizing health and overall wellness and function. Every adjustment restores the brain-body connection, allowing your brain to send clear signals down your spinal cord, optimizing every system in your body and its ability to heal and function. Listen, several people, I see it every day. They walk into the office and they mention that they've already tried this, they've already tried that, they've tried all these things, and they're looking for answers. Right? And one of the most common things that I see with a lot of these people is that they have a very dysregulated nervous system and they don't even know it. And just to give you kind of a reference to the type of things that I see, for example, someone may walk into the office with low back pain and they're also dealing with digestive issues, not realizing that those nerves share very similar pathways. It's 100% related to the digestive issues that they're having. Or not only that, someone may come in on thyroid medication because of thyroid dysfunction, but they also have chronic neck tension. Which makes absolute sense because same thing, these nerves share very similar pathways. Once again, Hippocrates said the natural healing force within each of us is the greatest force in getting well. And that's what chiropractic is truly about, allowing the power to flow freely through your body without any interference. If this message helped you understand chiropractic at a deeper level, make sure you like, comment, and share so more people can learn about health-related topics. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.